Hey guys, I want to make a short little video about Festool's new SYS organizer sustainers. This is a new sustainer, part of the Festool 3rd generation sustainer system. This hasn't come out here in the USA, but Festool should be rolling out early 2021 with a lot of their other SYS 3rd generation sustainers. And this is a first of a kind for the T-locks. It has a clear plastic lid and comes with these new bins. And pretty much Festool, they have had a bin sustainer before, but it just wasn't a standard sustainer and you couldn't really see what's inside. So the new SYS organizers, as they're calling it, they all have this clear lid and different size bins. There are there's 3 standard models of this. The first model is the one with no bins at all. It just comes with an empty grid system, and you could purchase these bins individually in packs and then kind of lay it out however you'd like. This one itself is a SYS3 ORG M89 6X ESB. And the 6X ESB means 6 containers, as you can see 6 here. The other model they have is a 22X ESB, which just like this, it's a 22 bin version, and it's pretty much made up of 22 of these 2 smaller ones, and I believe one of these bigger ones or medium-sized ones. But this is a very nice sustainer. It has all the same features of the SYS 3rd generation sustainers in terms of the side railings, the locks. The only thing it is missing is a top handle, and obviously you can't do that with this clear lid. I guess they could have, but they don't. So when you guys are stacking these together, you'll probably need to put a standard normal sustainer on top of them. They do have built-in latches in the back, so you can slide the teeth of. Let me show you. This is a SYS 3rd generation, the smallest version. It's the SYS M112. And as you guys see, it's a little bit smaller in height. So this technically is the shortest of all the SYS 3rd generation sustainers. But these back teeth, you can still lock it right in. Put the T-lock on, and you're good to go. So, even though it does have that clear lid, you can still lock sustainers right on top. One of the great things about this is you could pretty much have, myself, I have a few of these, and what I do is I keep each one. I have one for my electrical supplies, another one for my plumbing supplies, and just for the first time actually seeing inside of them. Like I said, the older versions of these, you couldn't actually see inside. They had just the normal sustainer lids. Now, if you guys follow some other companies, I have right here, it's a Milwaukee pack out. This is a 1st generation pack out. Milwaukee recently came out with a 2nd generation pack out. DeWalt also makes a version of these. To be honest, the DeWalt whole toolbox kit really is lackluster, so I'm not even going to really talk about it. But the Milwaukee pack outs, they've really stepped up their game with the new 2nd generation pack outs. You can kind of slide the pack outs onto each other. They will auto lock onto each other. My biggest thing I don't like about pack outs and pretty much any other type of system like the DeWalt and stuff are these latches. I hate having to undo multiple latches just to get into something, which is why the sustainer system, the T-lock system I should say, is so ingenious. Is you just twist it, you're good to go. And that's why I love the sustainers over any other type of storage system there is. I will admit, though, these new pack-outs are very nice. Set. If you guys take a look at the pack-out 2s, Milwaukee came out with a lot of great features and innovative ideas. I know some of them you could set on there, and they have lights that stick out. They've really been putting a lot of effort into these, and are, for the first time, have given a pretty viable option other than the sustainers. Again, if you're looking for something more rigid and sturdy, the pack outs are definitely a thicker ABS, and if I was to take a guess on which would offer the best protection just by the feel and the bulk of it, these are definitely a lot beefier and bulkier. I would say the pack outs for sure. I don't have any problems with the Systainers in terms of ruggedness, although I'm also not throwing my tools around. I think that's the difference, is maybe for guys that are using more DeWalt, they're more on construction sites, may not be as delicate with their tools, so these may come in handy. I think a lot of guys who buy into Festool tend to should say take care of it. Yeah, because you're usually paying more for the Festool tools, so you do take care of it. So these don't have to be as thick and sturdy as the Milwaukee's, and these hold up great. I'm not trying to say these are thin and cheap, but there's definitely a difference in the feel and the heftiness of the Milwaukee packouts. But going back to these, there is, well, I said there are 3 different sizes of these. There also is, I made another video about the SYS 3rd generation Systainers. One thing Festool did with the 3rd generation Systainers is the naming system of the SYS 3rd generation. For all standard Systainers, they go by SYS M, and what that means is SYS medium. So if I pull back up this again, this is again a standard Systainer. This would be equivalent to a SYS 1, which is a SYS 3M112. This would be what a Systainer 1 would be, the similar size. But the M is for medium. I'm sorry, for medium. But now they also have, which comes in every single size of the Systainer 3rd generation, is SYS 3L, which means large. And again, those are larger on the side. So the heights are the same. So for this, they would have a SYS 3L 112. So the 112 is the height, but the M means medium, which is standard size Systainers. So if you have any type of tool, T-locks, the widths are the exact same. Any tool you buy, if you buy a new drill or anything, they're going to come with a SYS M Systainer. It's standard size, but the new SYS Ls are wider. They have about an extra 3 inches on each side. I could put in the description the exact width of the SYS Ls. So one thing to note is these also will be coming out with SYS Ls. So the depth and everything will be the exact same. The height is the exact same, but they will be longer. So if you have these kind of made up for, say you have different shelving units and stuff for the width of normal Systainers, the SYS Ls will be a little bit too long. But if you're just looking for a bigger version of this, the SYS Ls probably what you'd be looking more for. And they do, again, the SYS Ls do work with the SYS Ms in terms of T-locks. All that would happen is when you put the SYS Ls on here, they'll just stick out a bit more on each side. T-locks are still right in the exact middle, same place. So you can lock it on. Probably you put the Ls on the bottom. That's something to look out for. Me, myself, I'll probably stick with the SYS Ms just because if you like to have everything the same size, again, any Festool you buy is going to come with the SYS Ms. Now, I do believe, and then with the SYS 3rd generations, they even have the double Systainers. I don't know if you guys have seen these. Festool has their new Planex in the SYS double XL Systainers, which is pretty much the width of 2 Systainers together, but in one big Systainer. And their new Planex they're putting in there. In terms of the SYS Ls, if you guys are familiar with the SYS MIDI, the original SYS MIDI, the SYS Ls are about the size of a original SYS MIDI. That was Festool's bigger, longer Systainer. That's what the SYS Ls are equivalent to in size. But like I said, they come in different heights, but the widths of the SYS Ls are all the same. So if you guys have any questions about these new SYS organizers, let me know. I know Festool did just announce a limited edition kit, which is one of these. They come in a SYS organizer with the clear plastic lid, and they are a set of Festool screwdrivers, some ratchets, and I think a few other things. But it's a limited edition that you could buy now if you guys want to take a look. So that's going to be your first chance to jump in on these new SYS organizers. And I definitely could see Festool using these on a lot of their limited edition kits like that, because it is nice having this clear lid on it. So I haven't yet tested. If we take a look, one thing I am curious about in time, and it looks like I don't see any reason why we can't. We should actually be able to take this lid off. So say you have a SYS 3rd generation, say a SYS 4 or a SYS 5, say for your track saw or anything. You may be able to put this lid on these Systainers, so the actual standard Systainer. So if you have a SYS 3 or SYS 4 and you want a clear lid on it, the one thing you will run into though, if you're trying to do it with like an actual custom tool insert and whatnot, there is this lip, and the whole purpose of this lip is to keep all these bins right here tight and flush, so that way if you have bolts or screws or anything in here, they're not falling out or moving around. Because right now, how this sits is that goes right up to the brim, as you guys could see. So if I was to fill these bins up, I could tip this over, shake it, and nothing's going to move around. They're going to stay in their bolts or in their bins. So that is nice, but if you guys look for down the road line, when these starts becoming mainstream and here in the USA, I could definitely see people replacing these tops with their standard SYS 3rd generation Systainers. It doesn't look like there's any reason why they won't work. Just got to keep an eye out for this this front lip. But that front lip would just sit right in here, and you probably have a little extra space up here. If you guys have any questions about these new SYS organizers, let me know. Hopefully, there hasn't been a set date of when they're coming out. Festool normally comes out with a lot of their new stuff in the spring and fall. Obviously, they just came out with a lot of their new stuff this past fall. And with the new impact driver and stuff. So usually I think April is normally when March, April. So hopefully they'll be releasing these. I know with COVID, a lot of stuff got pushed back. Hopefully we'll start seeing these though, where you can buy them separately, individually here in the United States in the early spring of 2021. And like I said, if you guys want to grab one of those limited edition sets, I know they're selling them at a lot of the retailers now, and that's going to be your first chance to jump in on these newer organizer Systainers. So if you guys have any questions, leave the comments down below, and I'll try and answer them best I can. Thanks, guys.